the NC500. If you're like us, before we started planning our summer in Scotland, you've probably never heard of this road. Think of it like the Ring Road in Iceland or Route 66 in the US. Unlike those road trips though, this one is lesser known and sees far fewer tourists like ourselves every year. While the road itself has existed for years, branding it the NC500 was a move the North Highland Initiative made back in 2015 to encourage tourism in lesser visited but equally beautiful and charming corners of this country. The road itself is 516 miles long and winds around the northernmost portion of Scotland, along beaches and up mountainsides next to caves and through picturesque towns to Land's End at John O'Groats. This route shows the best and most beautiful side of Scotland. I'm Chris, this is Sarah, and that's Kramer over there. And we're driving the whole thing. No shortcuts, no fast tracking to the highlights, just us, the truck, and whatever we find along the way. We spent 8 days on the NC500 and it still felt like it wasn't nearly long enough to hike all we wanted to hike and to see everything we wanted to see. The road's mostly rural and often single track, making for slow moving miles through the countryside, which is exactly what we loved about it. Seeing this wild and dramatic landscape left largely untouched still today was like stepping into another world. Welcome to the NC500. Oh, and thanks to Going for helping us save hundreds on flight deals and for partnering with us on this video. We're going to tell you about them here in a little bit.
Welcome to Inverness. Okay, this isn't the best example of what Inverness is because it is a beautiful city, but right now we're on our way to Inverness to get some groceries, to stock up, because today we're beginning the NC500. So it's a pretty remote, beautiful, incredible road trip from what we've heard, but we're gonna go ahead and get a lot of groceries now so we can just enjoy the road while we're out there. No, Kramer, we're not taking the bus.
So like Sarah said, we're doing some chores really quick. Inverness is right north or right on alongside Loch Ness, which, you know, Nessie. I'm not sure of the historical significance of the unicorn statue, so if you know, please let me know. Sarah's inside M&S right now getting groceries. We're gonna get on the road, start heading north.
We're gonna go counterclockwise around the route. So we're gonna go straight north from here and towards the most northern point on mainland Britain. Let's go.
So the NC500 actually launched in 2015. Now this road has been here for a long time because we've met a lot of people saying, hey, I knew that road before they called it that. So it's a relatively new thing that it's called the NC500. So the NC means North Coast and 500 is basically the mileage. It's about 516 miles long. You know, 516 miles, Sarah and I were talking, what could that be back home? It's driving from our house in Chattanooga, Tennessee to Walt Disney World.
It is.
So we are driving the length from Tennessee to Florida, essentially 516 miles on the most northern side of Scotland. Apparently the west coast is like the most spectacular, like pretty side of this. That's not to say that this isn't pretty.
We did a similar strategy when we did the Ring Road in Iceland. We did it, that one we did clockwise. We did it clockwise there because we had read that if you do it clockwise, scenery just gets better and better and better versus starting with the best and getting progressively less exciting. So we're gonna take the same strategy here. So instead of like starting off really big with the best, we're gonna work our way into the best. Not to say that this over here on the eastern side is not worthwhile, but I mean, seeing it, it's already beautiful. There's beautiful farms, but we want to progressively see more and more epic scenery.
If you've ever done Route 66 in the States, you know it can be a little kitschy, a little touristy. I don't think that this is going to be to that effect. Yes, there are a lot of people who do this route. Yes, that it's getting more and more popular because people like us make videos on it. But it's not going to have Ferris wheels and hot dogs. This is Scotland's version of Route 66. One of the trickiest parts about doing a trip like the NC500 is actually getting to the starting point of the NC500 without spending a fortune before you get there. I know you guys have heard us talk about going in the past, we rave about them, and it's because literally they have saved us hundreds of dollars on flights. Instead of going on the internet and checking out 10 different websites, seeing if I could find the best deal, all I did was log in, put our home airport in, and then going kind of did the rest. And when they find a flight that's way below normal, they'll shoot you an email to say, book it now. And if email's not your thing, they do have an app. It does come in really handy. You know, there's a lot of other tools on the market, but they still require you to do the research. Going doesn't do that. Going, put in your airport, put where you want to go, they'll do the research for you. And one of the coolest parts is it doesn't take a credit card. You could sign up for free right now. All it does cost is your email address, and they will start sending you domestic flights instantly. So when we first signed up for going, it was their free plan. They'll start sending you domestic flights. And then we upgraded to the premium plan, which unlocks all the international deals for you. And trust me when I say that one flight deal could pay for the entire price you pay for going. It's worth every penny. Look, it doesn't cost you anything. It does cost you an email address just to try it out. So scan the QR code, try it out, or you can click the link down below in the description. Your bank account will thank you. Okay, let's get on to the road. Okay. Stopped really quick to let Kramer run, and naturally it started raining.
First time it's rained in 4 days? Naturally. This is so fun.
To give you a little perspective, today it was 80 degrees when we started. I'm wearing shorts, flip-flops. Now it's in the 60s and it's raining.
That's just part of Scotland. You just gotta get crazy together.
Kind of amazing we have the whole place to ourselves. Granted, it's 8:45 p.m. Looks like it's 4 p.m., but it's almost 9. It's beautiful. I can't believe how close to the water you can get. Like, usually when you see people talk about, like, oh, stairs down the cliff, like, you get to go, like, 1 or 2 flights, but this is, I mean, you could pretty much go all the way down. You can go all the way down to the water if you want. I'm not, because Kramer has a thing for seaweed and he'll eat it. We just don't have time for that right now. But it's beautiful. I mean, these cliffs are incredible, and it smells like the ocean. It smells all salty and fishy, and I love that.
Getting down here actually wasn't a problem. Yeah, it's a lot of steps down. It's gonna be getting back up that will probably hurt the knees just a tiny bit, but it is a steep climb. But beautiful setting. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. And it is fun to just kind of look up because it's not just the sky above you. It's all of these birds, all these seagulls. We were hoping to see puffins, but I'm not seeing any puffins here right now. But what a cool setting. Beautiful, beautiful setting. Great first start to the NC500. They're waiting for me because I was down here talking, so let's get to climbing. Climbing back up, Sarah came out here and snapped some photos at the edge. She's like, you need to go out there with the camera. And there's this beautiful waterfall, just like right here at the top. This is really kind of narrow and the wind's blowing, so it's making me a little sketched out, but beautiful, beautiful setting. Oh, I'm excited. So we found a parking lot that we were able to stay the night in. We're currently just outside this lighthouse in Wick, so we will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. So we're starting today off by walking down to a castle. Honestly, when we parked here last night, I didn't read the sign, so I thought it was just a lighthouse, but there's a castle just down this path. You know, from the distance, I didn't realize how tall this castle was because, you know, the way the hills go, it looked like just a tiny little house, but then you get up closer and it is pretty tall. So you can see how it was laid out. You can see where the old chimney was. It's just a beautiful setting. If you're watching the footage and you see a bunch of avocados roll across the dash, just know we bought avocados and we're trying to let them ripen. That's why they're in the front of the truck right now. This is definitely the busiest touristy spot that we have found so far, but all things considered, it's really not that bad. So this is the northernmost part of the United Kingdom. So when people come here, they get their photo taken with the sign, and like they should. You know, it's a feat to come up here. I don't know if you can hear them, but you're walking past, I don't want to call it a canyon, but I guess that's what you would call it. All of these seabirds are flying around and they're, you know, nesting, but you can hear them echo. And like while you're walking around, you can just hear them echoing through the rocks. And it's just really, it's a really cool sound, especially with the sheep in the background baaing too. I don't know, it adds to the scenery. We're trying to see a puffin. Sarah saw one and she was trying to find it. Now we can't find it. We found a puffin. We found one lone puffin sitting on the top of this rock.
We decided to come out here to the lighthouse and also to see the stacks, like the rocks coming up out of the water, because it just looked beautiful in pictures. But the main attraction for us was the hope of seeing puffins. And today was the day that after one trip to Scotland, one trip to Ireland, one trip to Iceland, all of which are supposed to have puffins, we finally saw a puffin in real life. Thank you, Scotland. Take two. They were adorable. And then we saw lots of sheep, and this just, I cannot believe this weather we're having. Like, it feels amazing outside. So I don't want to say this is how it always is, because it's certainly not. Like, it does rain a lot here. But today, it's a beautiful day, so we were just walking through the pastures, and there's sheep baaing all around us, and there's puffins flying, and it was just so beautiful. So we've reached the northeast corner of the peninsula of the NC500, and now we're going to go west towards Thurso?
Before you light me up in the comments, I think this town is pronounced Thurso. We will ask a local, but right now we haven't had it. Hang on, one moment. All right, so I just went in and asked the barista. This is Thurso. I'm still gonna mess it up.
Thurso.
Thurso.
Their accent, it almost made the S sound like a Z. Thurso.
Thurso.
Y'all, we are really trying, but our first video in Scotland was Edinburgh. And I'm having to be very careful how I say that because I said Edinburgh and people got really upset. So we're trying. Please know our American accents, they don't make anything sound good, especially Scottish words. So go easy on us, but we're really trying.
Coffee shop is in Thurso. Really nice baristas, really nice coffee shop. Perfect way to start the day. Beautiful little town right on the coast. And
it's really quaint. I didn't know what to expect. It's really beautiful. You can catch the ferry here to go to the Orkneys. We're just enjoying the town. I think I'd love to see what it's like in the middle of winter, but we're here and it's 70 and sunny again. I cannot believe the Scottish weather we're having. Absolutely gorgeous, but this town is so pleasant. It's busy for being a small town. Very nice, isn't it?
we got our coffee. Let's get back on the road. Welcome to Ben Hope, which is a nice trail up there. We've been driving for a good hour and a half, and we just kind of wanted to stretch our legs, see what this is about. Walking up here, it is a little bit of a rock scramble. Isn't too bad for us, but some of the rocks are a little tall for Kramer. But he's hanging with and finding all the cool water places. Go swim. This is one of the few places recently where horseflies are everywhere. And if you stop, they'll just start biting you. Normally we're worried about the midges. Today, the horseflies. Look at this. So beautiful. Oh, gotta go.
Be patient with the ones you love, 'cause we're not here for long enough. Just living is a stroke of love, and a cup of kindness can pick your spirits up.
It's only about 4.5 miles, but it's really steep, and we're like probably an hour and a half from sunset, so we're not gonna be able to finish it. But we did want to get out here and just walk for a few minutes, because one thing that's so nice about Scotland is that, one, their trails seem like super well marked that we've been on so far. Like, I can't speak for all the trails, but the ones we've been on so far have been very well marked. When you see water, like these little waterfalls, they have little pools at the bottom of them, or throughout, like we're climbing up along this one waterfall all the way up the mountain, and all the pools of water are just crystal clear. They're so clean. There's not even any livestock around here right now, so I feel like the water's just, it was nice for swimming, and it's so warm today. If you can tell, I'm really sweaty. I should probably take my jacket off, but the horseflies are really bad right now, so I'm not going to. So I'm just gonna be hot versus being bit. All right, we've got a little bit more to do today, so let's go.
We're all lovers, we're all leavers, finders and seekers. At the wishing well, at the wishing well. We're all dancers, we're all dreamers, losers and keepers. At the wishing well, at the wishing well. Be patient with the ones you love, 'cause we're not here for long enough.
Welcome to Smoo Cave. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome to Smoo Cave. Look at this cave entrance. It's massive. So you walk down all of these steps down into this sort of ravine canyon, and then you just come up to this cave entrance. This is very large.
Isn't it? So they said they've seen they said they found evidence of like Vikings, like pieces of their boats, like nails from their boats found in this cave, and then they also found some other tools and stuff from like the 12th and 13th century. It's pretty incredible. I could see this being a good hideout.
Honestly, that was a pretty cool cave. I mean, it's a short walk down to see this cave. It's honestly really impressive. It's kind of cool. They have tours that you can do and go further and explore more. But if you're just driving along, I mean, this is right off the road.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's free too. I can't get over how many of these things are free.
Apparently this bridge was made famous by an episode of Top Gear. It's fun to drive across. Beautiful setting. Cannot get over how gorgeous Scotland is. This is Ardvreck Castle, which I'm probably mispronouncing it, but when you glance at it, it kind of looks like the word aardvark. So Sarah and I we saw it on the map, and Sarah and I were saying, well, King Arthur of Aardvarks lived here, which is not true. Ardvreck Castle is right here on the side of the road, and you can see that it's just these old ruins. And apparently there is a story that this place is haunted and that there are ghosts here. That the ghost of this tall gray man will sometimes appear on the beach, but people say that he's a happy ghost. Or that's according to the signage. We've never encountered a ghost, so we can't say if all ghosts are happy or scary, but apparently this castle is known to host a happy ghost. In the States, we call like a body of water like this a lake, but here they call them lochs. So if you ever hear me say lake, it's just because I'm American and I'm saying that body of water is a lake. But here they say loch, and this loch is beautiful against the mountains.
Okay. He loves swimming. It's another beautiful 70-something degree day in Scotland, and we're about to do just a short 3-mile hike up to the Bone Cave. Oh, he can't find it. Good boy. And we stopped at Ardvreck Castle. It's not Aardvark like we thought. We kept wanting to say it's Ardvreck Castle. Yeah, you've got too much hair on you right now. You got to get a haircut. It's just been so cool. Go on. My baby. pretty neat. I'm not gonna lie though. I was under the impression that there were still bones in the caves. There aren't. But they did find polar bear bones, wolf bones, lemmings, a bunch of different animals' bones have been found in these caves, which is really interesting. I just thought that I was gonna see something. I guess I was thinking like the fossils in the rocks kind of thing, maybe not fossils, but you know, bones of some sort. So I don't know. It was still a really beautiful hike, and especially since the weather is really nice, it's just so pretty out here. It's very peaceful. We only passed, what, like 2-3 other groups the entire time. So the last bit to get to the caves is steep and a little bit of a rock scramble. And then you get to the caves and you just have this beautiful view, and it's also really cool. So the ground inside the caves is obviously cool from the rocks, and you got this breeze blowing in, and you just get to enjoy the view. So while the caves are neat and the history here is pretty cool, the best part to me, as always, is the view. Scotland's views are just top notch.
I am hankering for some food, so onward we go.
Post-hike, lunch or dinner, I'm not really sure. We haven't eaten all day. What is this place called? Oh, Seafood Shack. Had really good reviews. I got spicy soup, seafood soup. I can't tell exactly what seafood's in here, but it's really good. I just had one bite. Really good. Don't know why I got soup when it's the hottest day of summer, but I mean, it feels good to us. 73 degrees is pretty nice by July standards for Southerners. Chris got the breaded haddock, and it's like in a wrap with a salad. It looks really, really good. Kind of wishing I got that, but the soup is really good too. Please don't fall.
I'm not gonna fall. The fish there was very good. And to top it off, we got some ice cream. It's been a good day. Good day of climbing, caves.
Climbing? That's a bit push. A stretch. Ice cream. We earned it.
It's been a good trip. We saw pictures of this on Instagram, and sometimes you can be let down. But this is not a letdown. This is really nice. It's a really breathtaking view of the waterfalls. The bridge is a nice aspect. People come get their photos here, but this is really pleasant.
It reminds me a lot of Multnomah Falls outside Portland, Oregon, for a couple of reasons. I think this waterfall itself is more impressive, but a similar idea where it's like the waterfall, and then there's the bridge that kind of goes across it, and you can see it from the viewpoint, and it's right next to the road, so it's very accessible. But this is really pleasant. I'd say the interstate is definitely not as obvious here as it is at Multnomah. Love Multnomah, but it's very busy, very loud. This is gorgeous though, and we're here in the evening after the gift shops closed and the cafes closed, so there's only, gosh, we crossed one couple at the very top, and I just saw another couple in the distance, but we have the whole bridge to ourselves right now. I feel like I keep saying that a lot on this route, and I know people are gonna be like, once you say it, then it's not gonna be a secret anymore. But the thing is, like, this is not a secret route anymore. The entire country of Scotland has rallied and made this a tourist destination. Like, they've invested a lot of money into marketing to make this popular, to come to places like this. Surprised that there aren't more people here, especially having gone to Skye, which is just an hour and a half from here, right? It's not far. And it was chaos of people at some of those hikes, and then this is just shockingly pleasant still.
They have this viewpoint, so you can see the bridge. So if you time it, and there's nobody here, you can come out to this viewpoint, right? And you can grab a photo of you, your loved one, whoever, with the bridge.
You feel the weeds growing in the ground around your feet. Then you're standing right where you're supposed to be. But you don't need a compass or know any geography to know that where you are is right where you're supposed
wrestling?
Something just came off the truck. Can you grab it?
Your avocado!
Thank you! So we just made it to the top of the pass. And like at the last bit of the pass, there's like these hairpin turns that are really sharp. And we had our windows down to enjoy the view, and also because there's 1,000 midges in here now, we're trying to blow them out. And I took this one corner. I was trying to like keep some speed up so I didn't stall out, because this truck, you know, is heavy and old. And there were 3 cyclists sitting there on the corner. And as I whipped this corner, we heard, hey, hey, hey! And they were stopping us, and this guy came running up. He's like, "Your avocados." And those avocados that we've had ripening in the front dash for days, 2 of them went rolling out the window. It was so funny. Maybe you shoot one of those things you have to be. Thank you.
Welcome to Scotland.
Buy a used avocado.
That was them. I'm like crying. Those 3 Scottish guys, they just biked past us. They're making good time. This will be avocado past us forever, probably. I'm crying. My eyes are like, oh. Scottish people are so nice sometimes. So we just got to the summit, and this view is incredible. There's a small pull off. It looks like it's holding like 6 or 7 cars right now. But this route is stunning. We've done a lot of really beautiful road trips in our days, and this is truly one of the most beautiful mountain climbs I've ever seen. Now, it is not for the faint of heart. It is mostly single lane the whole way up. There are lots of pull-offs, so even the pull-offs are very narrow, but there's people cycling it, so you gotta watch for the cyclists, you gotta watch for the locals who are trying to get to work and wherever else they have to go. But if you have the time to go slow and enjoy it, it is 100% worth it. It is just absolutely gorgeous. When you get to the top, there's 360-degree views of just the highlands, and it's just, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. But the road is slow moving and it's steep, and I do want to note, if you have a large motorhome or any sort of caravan, you are not allowed up here. So if you're pulling something behind you, you cannot drive this road. And even motorhomes, ours is about the largest I would take on it. It had a weight limit of 18 tons, but that's a big RV. And these curves are so small, I don't think you could get anything up that's bigger than 20 feet long. Yeah, like 6 meters-ish. Anything longer, don't do it.
Welcome to the Florida of Scotland. Not really, but interesting fact, this town can grow palm trees.
We took a little detour off the NC500, the official route, to go to Plockton. It is Plockton, there is an L in it, right? Plockton. This is a little town that I read about online, and one, it's really adorable. Like I know I've said it 1,000 times about these towns. Very quiet, very quaint. It's pretty much just like one little row of houses right along the water, a couple little shops, hotels, restaurants. But there's something different about this town that I read. It has sort of a weird little microclimate compared to other places along the same latitude, meaning that it doesn't get too cold here. So its coldest month of the year, it's low temperature. The average is still above freezing, which for being in Scotland, that's pretty crazy. Now their summers are very cool, but it's just moderately temperatured pretty much all the time, especially by Scotland standards. Like, this is not Florida, this is not Hawaii by any means, but there are palms growing throughout the town, and I don't think they're native to the area. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but they do manage to live because it doesn't really get that cold that often, which I think is pretty crazy. And it's on this beautiful little bay, and it's because it's on this loch that it actually helps to moderate it, and also the Gulf Stream kind of does. So a couple different reasons why it does it, but it's really quaint. So we wanted to come down here and see what is it about. Like, obviously the temperature doesn't vary that much from where we were earlier this morning, but I guess in the winter, 5 degrees makes a big difference, maybe 10 degrees. I don't know how much it is, but pretty cool.
It's pretty normal to get fish and chips here in the UK, but Scotland, England, Wales, all of it. You can get fish and chips everywhere. And most of the time it's pretty good fish and chips. So we stopped in the local fish shack, got some fish and chips. They also gave us some, fish cakes as well. We've already gnawed off of those as well. So I got the haddock. They had all sorts of different fish in there. Super good. Like, you can put salt vinegar on there. You can add ketchup if you want. If you come to Scotland, the UK, England, wherever in this vicinity, you have to get fish and chips. Like, it is just a must. It's my favorite meal. I love this. I would eat this every day, but I shouldn't. Look at that. It's pretty thinner. The batter's really good. Yeah, it's just a good fish and chips. And chips, by the way, it's French fries. Chips.
It's a tall tale, it's a long shot. It's the only road that I've ever known, so maybe I like those odds. It's a Loch Ness, it's a pipe dream. If there's a chance then I'll swing, 'cause that's the thing about me and tall tales is I believe.
Go find Nessie. So we're concluding our trip on the NC500 just below Inverness at a very famous loch, Loch Ness. We're sending Kramer in to find Nessie. So far, Kramer hasn't found Nessie, but he's finding the ball.
He lives for this.
This is by far the coldest loch we've felt so far in Scotland. Even the rivers are warmer than this, I feel like, and we've put our feet in several of them by now. This one's cold, but I did read that Loch Ness is very deep, so I'm guessing that is contributing to the temperature. Either way, it would have been really nice on a hot day. Unfortunately, the warmth in the sun disappeared about 2 hours ago. That's okay, I still might get in for a minute. I have my swimsuit on. Okay, go.
So this beach that we're at here on Loch Ness, it's not sand, it's just a bunch of pebbles, which honestly is kind of nice because sand gets everywhere. Kramer normally brings a lot of sand in, but now with the pebbles, you can just kind of sit and relax. So if you're coming here to Loch Ness, know that this loch is super long. I mean, when you're here on the map, when you're looking at it, it looks very, very skinny. You're here, it's pretty wide, but it's still just a really long piece of water.
That was invigorating. It actually felt good. It felt really good.
The water is clear, isn't it?
It is very clear. It definitely has like a brown murkiness looking to it, but like still very clear. And I can't tell if it's just because like the rocks at the bottom are really brown or if there's actually a brown color. If somebody knows, let us know. NC500 was beautiful. I'm glad we did it. We almost didn't I wish we had allowed a few extra days, but we are having to get out because our 90-day, it's not a visa, but our 90-day like entry into the UK is up in a couple days. So we're gonna have to go, but I really enjoyed it. And I think there's definitely parts of it that I'd love to do again, especially like the western coast. So right now, my brain's a little frozen. Kramer's hat. I know if Kramer's cold, it's cold, but it feels good. Okay, you ready to go get warm?
I'm a sucker for stories like Nessie, Bigfoot, the Yeti, the Chupacabra. Like, I love stories like that. While they may be based on a lie or, you know, some sliver of truth, it's just fun to let your imagination run wild a little bit. So I'm a sucker for things like that. And if it were up to me, I would go on that boat tour searching for Nessie, knowing that we wouldn't find her. There's got to be a point where you have to stop. You know, the Bigfoot, like searching for Bigfoot on History Channel, it's got like 12 seasons. And, you know, after 12 years, like, I just think you need to give up. Same thing for Nessie. They think Nessie was a toy. So let me ask you, do you think Nessie was real? Was it just a toy that somebody put in front of the camera to try to trick their friends? Or was it this ancient dinosaur that has been here forever, that just suddenly emerged? Either way, I believe. So if you come here to Loch Ness, you'll see Nessie stuff all over. You'll see Nessie Cafe, you'll see like a Nessie theme land. They've leaned into it. And it's kitschy, it's touristy. But I do love stories like that. And there have been stories about something in this lake long before Nessie. Like, there's documentation on this. So, the real question is, do you believe? I do, anyway. Sorry. Let's go.
It's the only road that I've ever known. So maybe I like those odds. It's a Loch Ness, it's a hype dream. If there's a chance, then I'll swing. Cause that's the thing about me and tall tales is I believe.
For behind the scenes and extra content, you can head on over to our Patreon community. Otherwise, be sure to follow on Instagram or like and subscribe here. It really helps creators like us.